Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. I will continue my video lesson for CIE 5070 past paper and I have selected paper 1 for specimen which will be followed from 2023 and onwards. I've already completed MCQs till 24, so I will continue from 25. So here's the MCQ number 25. Which reactions involve oxidation and reduction? So first of all, I'm going to read all the statements. Number one, chlorine gas reacting with aqueous potassium iodide. So this is the reaction between chlorine and potassium iodide. If you look at the position of chlorine in the periodic table, it is above iodine. So the reaction will definitely take place. And the product will be KCl and iodine because chlorine is more reactive than iodine. And this is an example of redox reaction because in this reaction, chlorine is reduced and iodide is oxidized. Reduced because the oxidation number of chlorine has changed from 0 to -1. Iodide is oxidized because the oxidation number of iodide has changed from -1 to 0. So this statement is correct. Statement number 2. Dilute sulfuric acid reacting with magnesium. Here's the reaction between sulfuric acid and magnesium. Magnesium is one of the reactive metals, so it will definitely react with sulfuric acid producing MgSO4 and H2 gas. During this reaction, the oxidation number of magnesium has changed from 0 to +2, which means it is oxidized. On the other hand, the oxidation number of hydrogen has changed from +1 to 0, which means the oxidation number is decreased, which is an example of reduction. So it is reduced. So again, the second statement is also an example of oxidation and reduction. Statement number 3, dilute hydrochloric acid reacting with aqueous sodium hydroxide. Here's the reaction between hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. The product will be NaCl and H2O. If you look at this reaction, none of the element has change in oxidation number taking place. For your convenience, I am writing the oxidation number of each element in this reaction. Hydrogen is +1. Here is also +1. On the product side, again it's +1 because attached to oxygen. Chlorine -1, product side is -1. Sodium +1, product side again +1. What about oxygen? Oxygen -2 on the reactant side and on the product side is -2. So this is not an example of oxidation and reduction. So only statement number 1 and 2 is correct. So the correct answer will be B. Number 26. Which statement about weak acids is correct? You know, weak acids are acids which partially or partly dissociate in an aqueous solution. Statement number A, they are partially dissociated in aqueous solution. So this is the correct statement. It must be the right answer. But I'm going to check the other statements also for your convenience. B, they do not react with alkalis. Acids will react with alkalis. So this is wrong. C, they do not react with metals. Again, this statement is again wrong because acid will react with metals. D, they form solutions with pH values in the range 0 to 5. This is the pH range for strong acids. So all these statements are incorrect. Only statement number 1 is correct. Number 27. A colorless aqueous solution of pH 13 is tested separately with methyl orange indicator and thymophthalein indicator. Which row is correct? This is something which you have to learn by heart. Statement number A, the color with methyl orange is red, color with thymophthalein is blue. The only correct answer will be C. The reason is that pH 13 is for alkali. In fact, it's strong alkali and it gives yellow color in methyl orange and blue color in thymophthalein. 28. Which pair of reagents is suitable for preparing a pure sample of copper 2 chloride crystals? A. Aqueous copper 2 nitrate and aqueous sodium chloride. This reaction will not take place. Both are soluble, but this reaction will not take place. You can't have double displacement reactions happening here. So this is wrong. Statement number B. Copper and aqueous sodium chloride. Copper is less reactive than sodium, so it will not displace sodium from sodium chloride. Copper less reactive than sodium. So again, this is a wrong statement. C. Copper and dilute hydrochloric acid. Copper will not react with dilute acid. It will only react with concentrated acids. Statement number D. Copper 2 oxide and dilute hydrochloric acid. This is the only correct statement here. You can prepare copper 2 chloride by reacting copper 2 oxide with dilute hydrochloric acid. Number 29. Element X forms an oxide of formula X2O5. In which group of the periodic table is X likely to be found? A. Group 2. If you look at the formula, this is X2O5. If you place oxygen and X in this way, look at their number of atoms. I'm putting these numbers on the top of each atom. X2, oxygen 5. Now these will be subscript. These will be exchanged before getting the final formula. So this 2 is definitely coming from oxygen and 5 is coming from X. So oxygen, we know that belongs to group 6. Group 6. Looking at the number for X, it definitely belongs to group 5. B, group 3. Both of these statements are wrong because both of this group contains metals. We don't have a metal here. Statement C, group 5. This is the only right answer. D, group 8. Group 8 does not react. 30. The diagram shows the structure of an alloy. This is the structure of an alloy. Recall, alloys are mixture of metals. Which statement about alloys is correct? A. Alloys can only be formed by mixing copper or iron with other metals. This is wrong. You can make alloys involving other metals, even non-metals also. B. Carbon and iron are the only two elements in stainless steel. Again, this statement is wrong because you can even have other elements or metals in stainless steel like nickel, manganese, tungsten, etc. C. In an alloy, there is attraction between positive ions and a sea of delocalized electrons. This is correct statement because both metals and alloys contain attraction between positive ions and a sea of delocalized electrons. Statement number D, the alloy brass has a chemical formula. Brass is an alloy. Alloy does not have any chemical formula. So this is again wrong statement. 31. Which compound has the lowest percentage by mass of nitrogen? You need to do calculation here. MR of each compound is given. You know the AR of nitrogen. Look at the periodic table. It is 14. For A, there are two nitrogen atoms. So 2 multiplied by 14 is 28. So you'll multiply 28 by 100 and divide it by 60. What you will get? 46.666. 46.666. For number 2, again you have two nitrogen. So it must be 28 multiplied by 100 and divided by MR, which is 132 here. This time you have 21.212%. Number C. Now you are having 3 nitrogen atoms. So you will multiply 3 by 14 and you will get 42. 42 will be multiplied by 100 and divided by the MR of ammonium phosphate, which is NH4 whole thrice PO4. It is 149. You'll get 28.187. Number D, ammonium nitrate, NH4, NO3. Again, you are having two nitrogen atoms, so you have 28 multiplied by 100, and the AR will be 80. Answer will be 35. So B will be the correct answer for this question. Number 32. The diagrams show the structures of 5 hydrocarbons. These are 5 hydrocarbons. Which 3 hydrocarbons are isomers of each other? You know the concept of isomers. Isomers have same molecular formula, but different structural formula. So the best way of doing this is start writing the molecular formula of each hydrocarbons. Number 1, you have 5 carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you are having 5 carbon and hydrogen. 3 multiplied by 4 should be 12. And in 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. H10. For number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C5. Again, you are having H12. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 carbon atoms. Hydrogen. Again, there will be 10 hydrogen atoms. So if you look at these structures carefully, we have 1, 2, 4. These are the isomers, and 3 and 5 are also isomers. So if you look at the choices in A, you have 1, 2, and 4. This looks correct to me. I will check the other choices also. B, 2, 3, and 5. This is wrong. Number C, 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is wrong because C4H10 is a different formula from C5H12. Number D, 3, 4, and 5. Again, this is wrong. So we are left with only one, which is A, and it is correct answer. 33. The diagram shows a fractionating column used in the separation of petroleum. So you have fraction. These all are fractions. P, Q, R, S, T, U. This is a fractionating column, and you have crude oil introduced from here. Which row explains why fraction R is collected above fraction S? Remember, R must be having low boiling point or melting point, and it must be of lower fraction and having low carbon chain. So look at the choices. If the boiling point of R, if they have written greater, so straight away you will omit both of these choices, A and B. You are left with C and D. Both of these are correct. Now look at the statements. For average molecular mass of R, it should be smaller than S. So this is wrong. This one is correct. So the correct answer will be D. 34. Which compound is an alkane? Recall the general formula of alkane. CnH2n plus 2. If you look at all the choices, C31H33, it does not follow the general formula CnH2n plus 2, because if you will put the value of 31 for n, what you will get? You will get 31 multiplied by 2, 62, 62 plus 2, 64. So this is wrong. What about B? C31H60. Again, this is wrong. C31H2 multiplied by 31 plus 2. You will get C31H64. C31H62. This is also incorrect. We are left with only choice D is the right answer. 35. Which row correctly describes alkenes? Alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons which contain carbon-carbon double bond. So automatically these two choices are omitted. We are left with only C and D. So both can be correct. Now let's check the last statement. Result when shaken with aqueous bromine. Alkenes will decolorize bromine. So answer D will be the correct. A carboxylic acid with molecular formula C4H8O2 reacts with an alcohol with molecular formula C3H8O to form an ester. What is the formula of the ester form? It's very easy. Recall the other name for ester. It's alkyl alkanoate. Remember, alkyl is coming from alcohol. Alkyl group is coming from alcohol. Alkanoate is coming from carboxylic acid. Now look at the formula of carboxylic acid here. It's C4H8O2. So it must be butanoic acid. Butanoic acid. And for alcohol, the formula is C3H8O, which means the alcohol must be propanol. So we must get propyl butanoate. Propyl butanoate. In propyl, you have 3 carbon atoms. In butanoate, you are having 4 carbon atoms. So from the alcohol, you are getting alkyl group with C3. So look at the choices. On the right hand side, you have alkyl group. This is the alkyl group. So it must be C3. So choice A is wrong because C4 and C is also incorrect because it's also C4. We can either have B or D as correct answer. Now, what about the alkanoid group? It must be butanoid. Butanoid means there must be 4 carbon atoms. So, choice B should be the right answer. D is also incorrect because there are 3 carbon atoms. (37) The repeat unit of a polymer is shown. This is the polymer. Which monomer would produce this polymer? Now I'm going in the reverse direction to make the monomer of this polymer. Now we will look at the choices. In choice A matches with our answer. So I think A should be the right answer. Let's check B. In B, you can see both bromine and chlorine are attached to different carbon atoms. So B is the wrong choice. C, again, you have bromine and chlorine attached to different carbon atoms. So again, it's wrong. And D, again, you are having same situation. Both bromine and chlorine are attached to different carbon atoms. So we are left with only A. A will be the right answer for this question. 38. When heated, magnesium reacts with oxygen in the air to form magnesium oxide, a white powder. The student investigates the change in mass that occurs during this reaction. The student is given a balance and the 3 sets of apparatus shown. These are the apparatus 1, 2, and 3. Now student is investigating the change in mass that's occurring during this reaction. So one must be wrong. You can either have 2, 3, or both. Now look at the choices. It seems that only C is the correct answer because it's saying 2 and 3 only. All the other choices are wrong. 1, 2, 3 wrong. 1 and 3 wrong. T2 only wrong. 39. A student uses paper chromatography to find an RF value for Fe3 plus aqueous. The result is shown. Solvent front, baseline is given, and Fe3 plus. To make the spot containing Fe3 plus aqueous more visible, the paper is sprayed with aqueous sodium hydroxide so that a precipitate of iron 3 hydroxide forms. Under the conditions of the experiment, the RF value of Fe3 plus aqueous is given by dash and the color of the precipitate is 2 dash. Remember, Fe3 plus is of reddish brown or brown in color. And if you want to calculate the RF value, the X will be divided by Y because X is the distance traveled by Fe3 plus and Y is the solvent front. So we have straight away A is wrong and C is also wrong. Either B is correct or D is correct because in both these, the gap 2 is showing red brown. B should be the correct answer because in B, cap 1 shows x divided by y. So B is the right answer. Last question. 40. Test on an aqueous solution of an unknown compound P are shown in the table. Test aqueous sodium hydroxide iodide. Observation: green precipitate soluble in excess given a green solution. You have two ions which gives green precipitate. It's either Fe plus 2 or Cr plus 3. But Cr plus 3 is soluble in sodium hydroxide giving a green solution. So it must be Cr plus 3. So either your answer A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D are incorrect. We'll move on. Dilute nitric acid added, then aqueous barium nitrate. We'll get white precipitate. This is a test for sulfate ion, SO4 minus 2. Dilute nitric acid added, then aqueous silver nitrate, no precipitate. This is a test for chloride ion, which means it is not there. We have Cr 3 plus and SO4 2 plus. So B should be the right answer. Thanks for watching. Press like, give comments, and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.